Pequenines TV. On our episode today, we're going to be talking about early childhood education. I'm Lisa, your host, and I hope we can have a great show today. So first of all, what is early childhood education? The American Association of Pediatrics defines early childhood as the period of development between birth and 8 years old. It is the period in which a human experiences the biggest and fastest brain development that you'll ever experience in your entire life. The things you do in this first 5 years of your life will really determine the rest of your time in this earth. The adults around us during this time play the most important role in our development and the human beings we are to become later on. As a parent, you decide what's the best thing for your child. But if we're going to listen to all the psychologists, pediatricians, and the people in the early childhood field that have dedicated their lives to study human development, then there's certain things that they recommend. The first thing is, we are social beings. Humans thrive in groups. We have been working together since the beginning of times as a team, as a community. Family is the foundation of any society, and from there comes all the other groups in which we develop, we make friends, we create all kinds of relationships. So please always remember, what is the end outcome that you want for your child? I personally highly recommend social environments from an early age. It shows our children that attention is divided, that unfortunately we cannot always get what we want, and that mom is going to be there, but not always. Children need to be in contact with people who talk to them to develop language. It has been scientifically proven that if a child is never in touch with language and they reach age 5, they will never be able to speak. There has been cases of children around the United States and in the world where this has happened, and it's just heartbreaking and devastating to see that a simple conversation, listening to a song, or just simply being in touch with language could have changed the outcome of what was going to be a lifetime. The neural connections in our brain will disappear forever, and that includes language, as I mentioned before, but there's other connections that disappear when they are not used. Our brain starts with millions of neural connections that start to die out as our brain decides they're not necessary. When you get your child in touch with music, when you get your child in touch with another language, when you get there's so many things you can do when they're still a baby and when they're still one. Then when they become children, kids, they're 5, 6, 7, 10 years old, and they start doing these things, it becomes easy to them. Have you ever met a child that their parents are like, I don't know how they learn Spanish, but they're speaking. Oh, my child just started piano lessons and they're incredibly good. And then you meet another person who says, I don't know what I'm going to do. My child cannot catch Spanish or Portuguese or Italian, or he's been trying to learn, or she's been trying to learn a musical instrument, but he's not good at it. It's not exactly that the skills are lacking because the person doesn't have the brain ability to do it. It's because perhaps during their early years, there was no exposure to any of these things. These people will be able to get scholarships and excel in school without you doing much effort. The right amount of money, all that money that you're thinking for university, should be invested in the early years. That's the time when the brain gets ready, when the foundation gets put on the ground for your child to build a great future. Children who go through trauma, poverty, lack of family, lack of support, struggle later in life. It is important that we create environments of safety, love, nurture, because that is exactly what human beings need when they are between birth and 5 years old. If parents are not prepared and they have no idea where to find information or how to go about things, then how we expect the world to be a better place? We're constantly advocating for things to change, for people to be better, for us to care about each other. The truth lies in how are we helping children start their life. If we tell them at this stage of development that this is how we make a better world, they will make it for the next generations. Let's focus on the early years, let's help children thrive, and let's try our very best to provide an environment of love and nurture for those that are coming and need a better planet. My name is Lisa, this is Pequenines TV, and I'm so glad you came here today. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye!